TechTiger-Academy. Hey, hi guys, welcome back. I'm Ravi Malhotra, your instructor for this Checkpoint NGX CCSA, CCSE, and CCSM series. In this lecture, we will talk about three-tier architecture. That's very important, guys. Before you really start your preparation, you really need to understand the three-tier architecture. Once you understand the three-tier architecture, it will be easy for you to understand how does it work, right? If you have to do an installation, it will help you. You will be able to understand the topology, and you will be able to, like smoothly deploy firewalls in your environment. So when I say the three-tier architecture, the one of the most important thing that you need to understand in Checkpoint is the components that actually make the secure architecture. So it has three important components. So basic components of Checkpoint security architecture. One is actually called the security management server, right? Other is called the gateway, and the other is a smart console. Each of these three components play a very important role, and all these three components work like in a concert to each other to actually provide a secure architecture. Let us first talk about the security management server, right? As the name goes, it's a server component, right? Okay. So as being a server component, it can actually store policies. It's a simply storage. It's a repository of policies. It's a repository of rules. It's a repository of NAT rules. It's a repository of VPN configuration. It's a repository of user database, users groups, their permissions. It's a repository of certificates. Security center server or smart center server is also a certificate authority in its own. That means you can easily create certificates, right? And then you can use these certificates for the purpose of user authentication, or even if you have to create VPN tunnels between two gateways, there also you can use certificates as just to identify and just to authenticate each other. And then so this is what we have seen, that it's a repository. um, Being a repository, right, the policies that are being stored over here, it can be distributed. It can be distributed to either a single gateway, or it can be distributed to multiple gateways at a moment. One smart center server can manage multiple gateways. Remember that, guys. One smart center server can manage multiple gateways, provided that there is a connectivity between the smart center server and the gateway. That connectivity is established with the help of a process called SIC, which actually stands for Secure Internal Communication. It also acts as a log server also. So it's a repository of logs. We have seen that it stores users, groups, as well as permissions. This is very important, guys, as it's a role. When I say that smart center server, it's actually a role, right? So being a role, it actually needs an operating system. So it can be installed on top of Windows, it can be installed on Linux, as well as it can be installed on GAiA operating system. We have yet not covered GAiA. In my next video, I'm actually going to tell you all about GAiA. What does it mean? What all the features provided into that, and the expert mode. And later on, I will also tell you all the different labs and the functionalities that you can perform over GAiA. And the other thing is that you can create certificate. This is we have already discussed. Security management server and security gateway role can be installed on same appliance or server. That's very important, guys. Depending on, so these are two different roles. One of the role is the security management server, other role is security gateways. It's your wish, right? You can actually install these two roles on a same appliance or on a same server, or you can even install them on different hardware as well as on different servers. You can also use certificates as an authentication. Security management server role does not inspect the traffic. This is very important, guys. Here I'm trying to say that the security management server role just does not inspect the traffic against the rules defined in the security policy. It stores policies. It's a database. It's a secure container, right? But it just does not process the traffic. Okay. And as a database, right, it stores network objects, definitions, user definitions, security policies, and log files and all that. So this is something what we have covered uh, as a smart center server component, right? So ultimately, I can say that a smart center server is a kind of database. The next component that I want to cover is a smart console. When I say that smart center server, right, what it does is that um, so smart center server is actually a database, right? But it does not offer any local console to manage itself. So that local console is actually provided by smart console. Let me take you to the next slide. In the next slide guide, we are going to cover what is a gateway. One of the common name of a gateway is enforcement module also. You will see it very common, people calling it as an enforcement module. It just because it actually enforces policies. It actually regulates policies. Now it actually receives policies from the smart center server, from the security management server, and then it actually applies those policies in an order of top to bottom against each and every packet that it is receiving, and it applies those policies as well as rules against packets in either direction, either it is inbound or it is outbound. It does that, right? But again, I'm just trying to tell you that the policies are created, the policies are defined, the policies are stored. Where they are stored, they are defined as well as they are created in a smart center server. But they are enforced. They are applied to security gateways. They are actually called firewalls or gateways or enforcement modules. And then once these policies have been applied over to the gateway, so then gateways act accordingly. Gateways either accept or deny the packets as per the rules defined in those policies in either inbound or as well as in outbound direction. So security gateway is just responsible to protect the network. Security gateway is a role, and this particular gateway, this is the firewall, this is based on stateful inspection technology. Okay, when I say that stateful inspection, please watch my other video where you will be able to learn in more detail about the exact meaning of stateful. But here what I'm trying to say is that, being it being it being it stateful, it means that, so it actually maintains a state. It maintains state of a connection. In order to understand state of a connection, you must also understand three-way handshake. In three-way handshake, we have things like SYN, ACK. So if this is client, this is firewall, this is server. First of all, SYN goes from client to server. Then if server is healthy, if server is responsive, and if it is allowed to reply back, so um, then ACK plus SYN is given from server to the client, and then again client again replies back with the ACK. So it is like this, it is like SYN, then as a response comes ACK plus SYN again, and then in the response of the second packet ACK goes, right? So so we have two SYN and then we have two ACK. So this is basically called three-way handshake. Why three-way? Because it happened three ways. That's the first way, that's the second way reply, and that's the third way again in the forward direction. So that's a stateful technology. Now security gateway role can also be installed either on Windows, either on Linux, either or on a Splat or maybe GAiA platform, right? and it can also be installed on a server where there is Smart Center server installed, or it can also be installed as a dedicated role, right? It all depends on what type of deployment method you choose. If you want to deploy as in a standalone, there you have a choice of deploying security Smart Center server as well as security gateway, all maybe in a one appliance or in a one server. But if you want to deploy distributed deployment, so then you have a choice. You can create a dedicated security management server, and then you can create a dedicated security gateway. Okay. So this was about the enforcement module. Next is the three-tier architecture, and here we'll talk about Smart Console, the third component. Again, I said that Smart Center Server is a database. It does not offer its own local console to manage. It's like you have a car, but like you have not been given a dashboard. So you need to drive the car by dealing with an engine. That is actually not going to be easy. Similar case here. If Smart Console components are not there, you will not be able to manage Smart Center Server because it does not offer any local console to itself. Okay. So in order to manage Smart Center Server, you actually need a GUI, you actually need a console, and this is what is provided by the Smart Console package. So it's a GUI package. It comes as an exe format. It cannot be installed on GAiA because GAiA is absolutely 100% non-GUI platform operating system. And once you install GAiA, right, lot of packages are installed on your computer. As an example, I'm telling you, Smart Dashboard is installed, Smart View Tracker is installed, Smart View Monitor is installed, Smart Update, Smart Log, Smart Event, Provisioning, Reporter, Endpoint, Domain Manager, Event Intro, as well as Packaging Tool. So all these are downloaded as in Smart Console package. Okay. So that's all, guys. So let me just recap. We have understood three-tier architecture. It is three-tier architecture. It is tier-based architecture due to the components of Checkpoint. The important components are Smart Center Server, Security Gateways, and Smart Console. All these three components work in a concert. They have to work for each other, right? And then we are able to create a secure architecture. Smart Center Server as well as Security Gateway, they both can be installed on a choice of operating system. They can be installed on Windows, Linux, as well as GAiA. Smart Console cannot be installed on GAiA. It can be installed on Windows, right? Smart Center Server is just a database. It's a repository of so many things. It's a repository of policies, and then these policies are applied to the gateways. One Smart Center Server can manage one gateway. One Smart Center Server can manage more than one gateway. With a single default license of Smart Center Server, when you procure, you have a choice of managing 5 gateways. These 5 gateways can be connected to you in a LAN, and these 5 gateways can be connected to the Smart Center Server over a WAN connectivity. It does not matter. Security gateway is responsible to inspect packets and then to take actions according to the rule defined. Okay, every packet is inspected, which goes through the security gateway in either inbound or as well as in outbound direction. Security gateway is a stateful inspection device. It maintains state of each and every connection. With the help of that, you do not need to create returning you do not need to create policies for the returning traffic. It is allowed automatically if it maintains the state as per an agreement. So that's all, guys. So we learned about three-tier architecture. This is very important. Just please watch these videos again, look into the description, find these notes over there. You can also follow my blogs over there. Everything is written over there. If you have not watched my other videos, please watch them. The previous video to this video was how to download R80.40 ISO image. Please watch that. Download Smart Console, download R80.40 ISO image, download documentation package. Right, in the next video, I'm just going to tell you about the GAiA operating system And then forward to that, I'm going to tell you how you can install VMware, how you can prepare VMware for virtualization and to make your labs. And then in the next forward going videos, I'm just going to tell you the complete demonstration of standalone, distributed, full management HA and all that. So that's all, guys. Thank you so much for giving attention to this video. Just keep watching. Please like and subscribe my channel, and just please forward it to all your colleagues and all that so that they can also take advantage. That's all, guys. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.